Hey Star Wars fans, how's it going? This is Star Wars Net 77. Today's episode we're going to take a closer look at the Expanded Universe action figure line by Kenner. Came out in 1998. There's 9 figures total and there's 3 vehicles that were released as well, included figures. And let's take a closer look. Thanks for watching. Here's a closer look at my Expanded Universe collection of figures. There's 9 total. Okay, this is a complete set. These are pretty rare and unusual figures to find actually, even today. And all these are in fairly good shape. These are all characters that weren't necessarily in the 3 original movies at the time, but they're from comics, video games, novels that were released during this time. So it's pretty cool, and it's the first time that Kenner ever did anything like this with the Expanded Universe. There's 3 other characters as well, figures. They were included in the vehicle packs, and there's 3 of those. There's like a snow speeder and a bike and stuff like that. I plan on showing those when I do my vehicle collection video. I just want to be consistent with my videos and make sure that the videos I'm doing now are just over the figures themselves. I'll do accessories and play sets, and I'll do vehicle videos separately. So let's take a closer look at each one of these figures. Thanks, guys. We're going to go right down the line here. These figures were released in 1998 by Kenner. Okay, and it's by this time Hasbro had already taken over Kenner. They just kind of kept the Kenner name for now. And they soon switched over. But as you can see, it says Kenner Collection. This particular one is Luke Skywalker from the Dark Emperor comics. Very cool. He's got a different head. His hair design is interesting. He's got a red lightsaber. Almost looks clear. It's strange. He's got the long sleeves. These are really cool because you essentially cut these off, and there's like a diorama that would actually fold out. So first and only time they ever did these with figures. So they're a little thick. As you can see, they're a little thicker than usual. But they did a great job with this, and it talks a little about the the story about the character themselves. These are the vehicles I was talking about, and those are the other figures. Okay, proof of purchase as well. You can join the fan club. All right, this is Princess Leia from also Dark Empire comics, and she's got a red lightsaber as well. Look at her hair; it's long. It's definitely different. And she had a different look. Try to avoid the glare here, but they did a fantastic job with her. And again, the card folds out for a diorama. And 6 years after the destruction of the second Death Star. Okay, so this is 6 years after Return of the Jedi. Alright. Very cool comic, by the way. And even says 3D placing, which is cool. Okay. Here is Clone Emperor Palpatine from Dark Empire comics. He's got kind of a turquoise lightsaber. It's a little different, not quite blue, it's more turquoise. And he's a younger clone, obviously. And it says right here, prepare to jump into lightspeed with Kenner's Expanded Universe, now offering the most memorable characters from Star Wars, Dark Horse comics, Bantam novels, and LucasArts video games. Finally, the entire galaxy can be yours. Not much information right here. Doesn't say much, but I guess you can cut those out and save them, but pretty cool. So here is Imperial Sentinel. This is also from the Dark Empire comics, the 4th and last one from the comic books, but pretty detailed looking figure. I love the detail in these figures, and they're very heavy. I mean, these figures are very heavy. He's got the bases, I mean legs, but you got the base there. And if you look at Collection 2, so it definitely fit with Power of the Force 2 line back in the day. It says pretty much the same thing, different card. Okay, and I actually had a second one of these. I opened one up just now to show you. This is it loose. Okay, very very well detailed figure. Okay, cape comes off and stuff like that. His head does not really turn very well. He doesn't bend very good. You can't bend him at the elbows, and you get the space, so he doesn't have any legs. But I opened up the card, and for the sake of time, I didn't have any scissors on me, so I just tore it. And I want to show you how this thing works. Basically tear it open, and this thing opens up like so, and that's actually pretty cool. That is all 3D and stuff. That's really neat, and you can just stand them right there. Okay, so pretty cool, pretty clever. I wish they did stuff like this still. There are 2 figures from Dark Forces, which is a video game LucasArts made for the PC, and there's a port for the PlayStation 1 as well. And you got Kyle Katarn, and he's the main character, and he's who you play as. And you got these Dark Troopers. This is one of my favorite figures, actually, even today. And they actually re-released this figure, unlike I think it was a fan's favorites a couple years ago, actually. But this thing is huge. This figure is very well detailed, and it talks a little about you know, the comic, or the video game rather. It's a period of Civil War, and this is kind of the Dark Trooper, actually a figure known as General Mock. Okay, so anyway, yada yada. Very cool. Look at that gun, just a beast. And Kyle's got pretty good detail as well. Get the beard. I thought it was really cool that they released these figures for sure. This one's probably the biggest figure I've seen up to this point. Okay, it's pretty heavy. Last but not least, you got these 3 figures from Heir of the Empire novels, as portrayed in comics. Now, Heir of the Empire were novels written by Timothy Zahn. There are 3 books. I highly recommend checking them out. They came out in the 90s, I believe, or early 90s, mid-90s. But you got Mara Jade right here, who actually was a love interest of Luke, and she's got Jedi powers and stuff, but I don't want to ruin the plot for you, but she was kind of the right-hand man for, well, you have to read the books, okay? But she's got also turquoise lightsaber, which is interesting. Okay, and it's a very cool diorama. You got the Space Trooper right here, which is really cool. It's like a stormtrooper, but he's built to go out in space. He's got these jet things that open up in his arms. Got a jetpack, and very detailed, very awesome looking figure. And that's kind of what the diorama looks like. If you guys like clone troopers and troopers, this is definitely a figure to look out for, okay? And I got 2 of these actually. This is Grand Admiral Thrawn, and he has the red eyes, and he's got this creature on his shoulders, which is interesting. And that's pretty much it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. Until next time, my next video will be over Episode 1 figures, and I'll eventually do some vehicles, videos, and accessories soon as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care. May the Force be with YouTube always. Take care.